As I stood on my tankles and looked through my tonkles, there I saw a funkle a-carrying away a finkel over the hingle jingles. Called to my whirly-burly, bring me the humper-jumper to kill that funkle a-carrying away the finkel over the hingle jingles. My daddy learnt me that when I wasn't but just a little bitty old thing.
What did he say that it meant? What did he say that meant?
Well, it was a fox that carried away a goose over the fence. And the whirly-burly was his wife. To bring the humper-jumper, that is his gun. To kill the funkle for carrying away the finkel over the hingle jingles.
What is this what's the tinkles and the tonkles? As I stood on my tinkle?
Tinkles, I looked through my tonkles, that is the floor.
What he looked through?
Yeah.
What's the tonkles? Look through the tonkles?
The grass.
Oh. And your daddy learned it? What was his name, your father?
Henry Henson.
Where was he living about when you heard that?
Well, he's living...
East of Benton.
Huh?
East of Benton.
Yeah, east of Benton.
How old are you? Would you say your name and how old you are today, Miss?
Yes, my name is Rosella.
Kelley.
Rosella Kelley.
How old are you, Miss Kelley?
I was 82 today.
Well, let's see, today is the August?
First day of August.
First day of August, 1952. 82, that's a good start on a while. How much you figuring to make it, 182?
I guess so. Think maybe I will. If it's the Lord's will.
How about that other piece you were saying just before? Would you try that one on? What about going to see Miss Kate?
Oh, yeah. Jumped up one Sunday morning, great glee. Grabbed down Daddy's old razor, gave a few whets, and put on my roundabout coat, covered with sassafras bark, and started down the road to see Miss Kate. Something inside the road seemed to say, Ben, it's a great day for thee. Made my heart jump and flutter like a jaybird in a trap. Never took much surprise at that, and went on. I got there Joe Sharp and his two sisters was there. I didn't more expect to see them married. I expected to see grasshopper hide in the hair of Sammy Smith's bald head. I hated them as bad as old Sammy Smith hated the hogs that rooted up his potatoes. There's Miss Kate this and Miss Kate that. Nothing to do but go muscadine hunting. Went on, we came to a creek. Joe Sharp led Miss Kate about midway to a log, and one of these tornaded old bullfrogs jumped up, and you know how they can holler. He hollered, shoo, you untaught fool, you. Knocked Miss Kate off in the black muddy water waist deep. My heart failed me, couldn't stand it no longer. Run up and down the creek, get a pole to get Miss Kate out with, and I had her out in a little no time. Don't you think that broad-eared elephant stepped up and said, Miss Kate, are you hurt? If you ever come to our house again, I'll souse you in the dishwater, sure. Now, Miss Kate, if you love me and hate to tell me so, just squeeze my hand. She just quit it all. Glory, how it made me feel. It trotted all through my bones like sassafras tea sweetening molasses. Went home intention to hang myself, and I got there, Daddy sent me to pasture the old bowl and I forgot it all.
Where did you get that piece, Miss Kelley?
My daddy learned it to me.
How old were you when he learned you that?
Oh, I was about 8 or 9 years old.
How did he teach it to you? I don't see how I couldn't remember a piece that long.
Well, I just got a good remembrance.
Yeah, you might start that way. Tell us what it is.
Well, grandfather, Henry Henson, used to sit me on his knee and tell me tales.
Wait a minute.
That's right. And he told me of two old Irishmen went a bear hunting. What his names, Pat and Mike. old Mike, they found a bear's den up a tree.
No.
And this tree had a hole in it up about 6 or 8 foot high. And the bear, he'd went down in the hole, down on the ground, and had little bears down there. And old Mike, he clomb up and went down in the tree. When he caught these little bears, they went to squealing, hollering, growling, and old mother bear was close enough she heard them. She come running and went up the tree, stuck her head in the hole to go down in on old Mike, and Pat caught her by the tail. And that made it dark down in for old Mike, and Mike hollered, "Oh, Pat, what darkens the hole?" Old Pat hollered, "Faith, me jazz, if the tail hole slips, you'll see what darkens the hole."
Better say your name on it.
Raleigh Kelley,
How old are you, Mr. Kelley?
57.
And you learned that one from your...
Grandfather Henson.
Uh-huh. Was he the one you got most of your stories
Most
from?
of the stories. I live close to him.
How about your grandfather on your other side?
Well, he was farther away, and I didn't go much often. And 2 or 3 times a year, and he had a bunch of boys, and I was always playing with them.
Mm-hmm. But when you went to see Grandpa Henson, why?
My grandfather Kelley he died when he was 77. He was the father of 22 children, and his 19 of them at his burying when he died.
Do they all learn stories and sing songs?
Most of them.
Really? Well, how about another story?
Stop that. I don't know.
The saints of God. I say unto you, Brother Phil and Sister Pop, I'd rather have an ease of mind and a peace of conscience as all your dollars, Brother Duck.
Tell it from the beginning, would you, Miss Kelley?
Say it again.
Say it again, the whole thing?
Yeah.
The whole piece.
Nay, Sister Byzantine. The saints of God. I say unto you, Brother Phil and Sister Pop, I'd rather have an ease of mind and a peace of conscience as all your dollars, Brother Duck.
Would you, Mr. Kelley, would you explain what it's about? That thing that your mother just said.
Well, it's a church near Fairdealing. It's Rough Creek Church. It's a hard site. And one time there's a man, I don't know his name, was a preaching. And I'm sure there's having a good time. And he went down shaking hands on the front row. And he started out this way. Nay, Sister Byzantine, Saint of God, I say unto you, Brother Phil, Sister Pop, rather have an ease of mind, a peace of conscience, and all your dollars, Brother Nuck.
Brother Nuck, he was just preaching for the money.
Well, Brother Nuck was wealthy. He had lots of money, you know. And this old preacher went down, you know. He is saying that.
Would you start it again? I think I had it all wrong.
Yeah. Old Travis and his hounds jumped up a fox. Ray. Old Travis and his hound jumped up a fox, run to the river, and he swung right across. Ray. Travis began to think that his hound was gone. Ray, Ray, old Ray. Old Travis began to think that his hound was gone. He began to tease up his horn. Ray, old Ray. Old Travis began to think that his hound was lost. Ray, old Ray. Old Travis began to think that his hound was lost. He began to trot up his horse. Ray, old Ray. Is that all of it, right?
Bread was scarce.
Huh?
Bread was scarce.
Yeah. Bread was scarce and meat you had none. Ray, old Ray. Bread was scarce and meat you had none. That is the reason that the hounds couldn't run. Ray, old Ray. I reckon that's all.
Hound was.
Huh?
The fox was fed.
The fox was fat and the hound was poor. Ray, old Ray. Fox was fat and the hound was poor. That is the reason that the fox kept before. Ray, old Ray.
Where'd you get that piece, Mrs.?
Why, my daddy learned it to me.
How old were you when you learned that one, do you know?
No, I don't know. I wasn't born when he was 10-year-old.
Did he do much singing, your daddy?
Yes, Lord, he could just sing most anything.
Was there another, what was that other piece that you were just thinking about that he used to sing, and you could recollect him singing?
A church song.
A church song?
Get a tune.
Let me see, what was it? I don't know that.
Or
Ah, I
Your
guess.
facing machine over here, please.
sing.
Dark and thorny is the desert, through each pilgrim make your way. But beyond the shining river lies a field of endless day. Oh, young soldiers, don't grow weary, but just march on in the way. Jesus, Jesus, he'll stand by you. He will be your guide and stay. If you cannot speak like angels, if you cannot preach like Paul, you can be like faithful Aaron, holding up the prophet's hand. Oh, young soldiers, don't grow weary, but just march on in the way. Jesus, Jesus, he'll stand by you. He will be your guide and stay.
You recollect your father singing that one?
Why, sure. Yes, I remember him singing it. Sitting on the porch, leant back against the wall of the house. He sang, dark and thorny is the desert. Through each pilgrim make your way. But beyond the shining river lies a field of endless day. Oh, young soldiers, don't grow weary, but just march on in the way. Jesus, Jesus, he'll stand by you. He will be your guide and stay. If you cannot speak like angels, if you cannot preach like Paul, you can be like faithful Aaron, holding up the prophet's hand. Wiggling through the crack.
Would you sing that?
No, I never did sing it.
You just recited that?
Yeah,
Well, would you recite it again?
yeah. Somebody stole my little black dog, and I wished they'd bring him back. He run the big hogs over the fence, and the little ones through the crack.
Who would they say that to? Big grown-ups or to the little?
Oh, they just said that, yeah. They bring him back. They run the big hogs over the fence and the little one through the crack.
Would you sing it again?
Somebody stole my little black dog, and the wish said bring him back. He run the big hogs over the fence and the little one through the crack. Of course, now I'll tell you where to go. Down to the old man just below.
Girls.
Girls ain't mad and they're at home. Children's all crying and the head's not combed. Dishes, pours all dirty and there ain't no broom. Clothes all dirty and hanging on the loom. Dishes all dirty and setting in the shelf. You ought to clean plate, wash it yourself. Dinner came on, I thought I would eat. Fell on me to carve up the meat. Had no knife and I had no fork. Sawed half an hour and I couldn't make a mark. Sawed and I sawed till I got it out of plate. One of them girls said you'd better wait. Sawed and I sawed till I got it on the floor. Give the beef a kick and I sent it out of doors. One of them girls said you'd better run. Yonder comes Daddy with his double-barrel gun. I stood there and fit him as brave as a bat. Tangled my fingers in the old man's hat. Boys comes in to build on a fire. Build on a fire most high as your head. Rakes as your back and in they throw. That is the way boys do. Judy.
Bring that too. Put your feet.
Judy.
Where does that come in? Do you remember? Does that come in near the beginning?
No, it's in the middle. I didn't stop that and let her sing it.
Yeah.
I told him to stop that and let her sing it.
Was a brave young man, as far as you may see. He set his foot all on shipboarding, and he vowed strange land he would go and see. He sailed east and he sailed west. He sailed till he came to the Yankee shore. The Yanks caught him and put him in prison, where he could neither see nor hear. They bored a hole through his right shoulder and pinned him fast up to a tree. They fed him there on bread and water once a day. The jailer had one only daughter. She vowed, Lord, can't you go and see? She stole the keys of her father's prison, and vowed, Lord, can't you go and see? She went unto the jailhouse door and opened it without delay, saying, have you got gold? Have you got silver? Have you a house of high degree? What would you give to this fair lady if she from bondage will set you free? Yes, I've got gold, and I have silver. I have a house of high degree. Now give it all to this fair lady, if she from bondage will set me free. It is not your gold, it is not your silver, nor neither your house of high degree, but all I want to make me happy, and all I crave, it is your fair body. She took him down to her father's cellar, and drew to him some Newport wine, and every drink she gave unto him was, Lordy, come if you was mine. Let us make a promise and make it strong, for 7 long years that it will stand, that you not wed no other woman, nor I not wed no other man. She followed him down to the seashore. She saw him sailing o'er the main. Sing, fare you well, my own dear jewel, when shall I see your face again? 7 long years had passed and gone, 7 long years and almost 3. She bundled up her richest clothing, and vowed, Lordy, can't you go and see? She sailed east and she sailed west. She sailed till she came to the Indian shore, and there she never could be contented until her true love she did inquire. She inquired for Lordy Camp's palace at the corner of every street. She inquired for Lordy Camp's palace with every person she chanced to meet, till she came to Lordy Camp's palace. She knocked so loud upon the ring, there's none so ready as a brisk young porter to arise and let this fair lady in. Is this Lord Acamp's palace, or is the Lord himself within? Yes, yes, replied the brisk young porter, he and his new bride has just entered in. She looked to the east, she looked to the west, she looked like a lady full of pain. I wish I were across that ocean, and in my own land to remain. Tell him to send me 1 ounce of bread, and a glass of his new wine so strong, and ask him if he's forgot the lady that set him free from his prison chains. The porter went unto his master, and bowed low down on his knees. Arise, arise, ye brisk young porter, and tell me what the matter is. There stands a lady at your gate, as fair a lady as you may see. She's got more gold upon her clothing than your new bride and all of her kin. She wants you to send her 1 ounce of bread and a glass of your new wine so strong, and ask you if you forgot the lady that set you free from the prison chains. He stomped his foot up on the floor. He broke the table into pieces 3. I venture all my land and living that the Turkish lady has crossed the sea. Upspoken his new bride's mother, and spoken very angrily, would you forsake my own dear daughter and go away with a strange lady? Your daughter, she's a honored daughter, a brisk young lady she may be. I brought her here on a horse and saddle. I'll send her away in the coach with thee. He took fast Susie by the hand. He led her up and down the hall. He changed her name from Fire and Susie, and he wrote her name, it is Lady Jane.
You're out now, ain't you?
But yeah, that song was,
How old were you when you learned that one?
I was about 10 years old.
Did you learn all of your songs when you were young?
Yes, when I was young, when I was with my daddy. He used to sing them to me,
Uh-huh.
and then I'd learn them.
Well, how would you learn them when he sang?
Hmm?
Would he teach it to you?
No, he'd just sing them, and I'd remember it, and just sing them after him till I learned it.
Uh-huh. Would he ever let you sing it by yourself?
Yes, he'd let me try it.
Uh-huh.
And if I made a mistake, then he'd tell me where it's at.
Uh-huh.
I rather you eat let your Grandpa Hanson, don't you? Huh? I've lately heard he courted a noble young lady so dear. He courted her to marry her, 'twas all of his intent. Her friends and relations had given their consent. The day was appointed, the knot was to be tied. A farmer was chosen to wait upon the bride. No sooner had this lady on the farmer cast her nigh. Oh my heart, for sorrow she did cry. Instead of getting married, she went sick to bed, with the thoughts of her soul that she loved him so well. So often did she fire.
No. Instead of thoughts of the farmer.
Thoughts of the farmer are rolling in her mind, then a way to gain him so quickly she did find. So early next morning this lady she arose, and dressed herself up in her suit of man's clothes. Both hat, coat, and breeches this lady she put on. Then she went a-hunting with her dog and her gun. She hunted all around where the farmer did dwell, where the thoughts in her soul that she loved him so well. So often did she fire, but nothing did she kill. At length the young farmer came in to his field. Why aren't you at the wedding? This lady, she replied, to wait upon the squire and give to him his bride. Oh no, kind sir, the truth to you I'll tell, I cannot give her up, for I love her too well. This pleased this young lady to see him so bold. She handed him her glove all beaded with gold, saying, I found this while I come along. I was a-hunting with my dog and my gun. She ran home with her heart so full of love, and put out the news that she'd lost one of her gloves. And the man that'll find it and bring it unto me, I vow and declare his sweet bride I will be. So early next morning the farmer heard the news. He came running to the sleigh day without his hat or shoes, saying, oh, kind miss, I brought to you have lately heard. He courted a noble young lady so dear. He courted her to marry her, 'twas all of his intent. Her friends and relations had given their consent. The day was appointed, the knot was to be tied. A farmer was chosen to wait upon the bride. No sooner had this lady on the farmer cast her eye. Oh my heart, for sorrow she did cry. Instead of getting married, she went sick to bed, with the thoughts of her soul that she loved him so well. So often did she fire.
No, instead of thoughts of a farmer.
Thoughts of the farmer are rolling in her mind, then a way to gain him so quickly she did find. So early next morning this lady she arose, and dressed herself up in a suit of man's clothes. Both hat, coat, and breeches this lady she put on. Then she went a-hunting with her dog and her gun. She hunted all around where the farmer did dwell, where the thoughts in her soul that she loved him so well. So often did she fire, but nothing did she kill. At length the young farmer came in to his field. Why aren't you at the wedding? This lady she replied, to wait upon the squire and give to him his bride. Oh no, kind sir, the truth to you I'll tell, I cannot give her up, for I love her too well. This pleased this young lady to see him so bold. She handed him her glove all beaded with gold, saying, I found this while I come along. I was a-hunting with my dog and my gun. She ran home with her heart so full of love, and put out the news that she'd lost one of her gloves. And the man that'll find it and bring it unto me, I vow and declare his sweet bride I will be. So early next morning the farmer heard the news. He came running to the sleigh day without his hat or shoes, saying, oh, kind miss, I brought to you your gloves. Would you be so kind as to grant to me your love. My love's already granted, this lady, she replied. I love the sweet breath of the farmer, she cried. I be the mistress of my dairy, the milker of my cow, while the jolly young farmer goes whistling to his plow. Soon after they were married, she related the fun, saying I hunted up my sweetheart with my dog and my gun. Now I have caught him so fast in my snare, I join his sweet company, so fare you, Esquire. I guess that old squire felt like he was just about dead.
All right, great.
In the sty, he did milk the old muley cow, and he did milk her dry. He forgot the little bitty pigs are standing in the sty. He went to feed the little bitty pigs standing in the sty. He bumped his head against the rail, and he made the blood just fly. He made the blood just fly. Oh, Miss Crumley, she come in and saw that he was sad. She jumped up and slapped her hands and said she was so glad, and said she was so glad. She's glad 'cause he made fun of her. Now she just let him know what all there was to do. He had it.